from the west side. I'll wait till some people come in because I know I'm just kind of popping up on y'all. This is a pop-up. Let me see if I can share it out. Create a post. Come through. My pop-up. Alright, so I put it out there. I posted it. Not, they don't. That's cool too. But shouts out to all the people who are doing the lives with panels and with some of these topics. So and shout out to Bunny's Corner because that's where I got this from. Just based on something that I heard there in their early morning live. Well, early morning for me because I'm on the west side. I'm sorry you guys are looking at the you know, craziness in the chat, but yeah, the background. But yeah, I have a, I don't know why it's doing like that, but anyway, so there was a comment made, you know, during a panel, and the comment was in regards to independent women not appearing to be feminine, you know, because, you know, black women, sometimes when we are, you know, I guess strong-minded, and I'm outside, y'all, so y'all gonna hear the planes and stuff. Sorry about that. Yeah, y'all gonna hear the planes and stuff. But when we are independent women, can sometimes be, I don't know why that's looking so weird. It's really just bothering me. Let me see. Yeah, that's better. Okay. I just gotta hold it. Okay, so when black women who are strong-minded, I'm sorry, I seem a little distracted, y'all. But when we seem strong-minded and stuff, we come across, hey, sisters, how y'all doing? Yeah, I decided to pop up. We are seen as not being feminine. Now, let's look at this. Because to me, feminine, all females are feminine. If you have a cycle, you have breast or no breast, but you are a female, born female, let me just be clear, um, you're automatically feminine. Now, your definition of a person being feminine is different. And, you know, these men, some men, I'm going to be careful because I don't want to generalize. Some of these black men see strong sisters who are independent, some of us not because we want to, as not being feminine. Okay, so let me just hip y'all to something. Many women who you consider to be independent are not independent and strong by choice. Okay, we are this way because we don't have any choice but to be. And that can be even if you are a married sister or not a married sister, because, you know, let's be honest, not all brothers are what we quote unquote can look at as the strong black man. okay? But I feel that me being able to take care of business, because I have to, because I'm not married no more, uh, and making sure that there's food on the table, that we got a roof over our head, does not take away from me being a feminine woman. And since when is a woman seen as being not feminine because she you deem her rather as a woman who is not submissive? Well, here's the thing. All women are going to submit to somebody. Maybe they're just not going to submit to you. And sisters are submissive when we want to be for the right men. I'm just saying. Hey, Minister of Music. Let me see what you're saying. Being a lady. Exactly. I mean, do you have to be a doormat to be feminine? Is that what they think we should be? Let me tell you something. DC is not going to be a doormat. Can't be a doormat. Not going to be a doormat. you know? I just thought that was I thought it was an ignorant comment. And then there were some sisters that were actually in this chat that, sounded off to the brother. Hey, Matt. Yeah, I'm doing a pop-up. I was in a chat I caught the replay, really, of a chat that kind of had some explosive opinions in it. But, and a comment was made about, implying that independent sisters, because they were talking about black women specifically, that we can't be independent and feminine. I mean, am I not feminine because I'm taking care of business? I have to. Do I show that I need a man? Of course I do. I got a man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just making this guys. I'm sorry guys that I got kicked off live because I forgot to put my phone on do not disturb and I'm on my phone. Y'all still there? I got kicked out of my own live. I agree with what you're saying. Lockhart perspective. I think what the issue is that many women don't understand what submission is. It's not being weak. You know, but if you are dealing with a man who has a vision, because you can't submit to a man who has no vision. That's dumb. But if you a man who has a vision and is your man, don't be submitting to somebody else's man. It should be easy. It should be easy to submit to that person. And see, and if you are that kind of woman, you can use your femininity to still influence what's going on. You do not have to, always be boisterous, but some of us feel that we do. But even if I'm boisterous, yelling, jumping up and down, and acting a freaking fool, I'm still a feminine woman. I'm still not masculine. Okay? Still. I'm still feminine. Hey, Porto, how are you? Thank you so much for coming. Yeah, my phone is not on Do Not Disturb, and I forgot. And my but the call that came through was actually a blessing because my son's father was in the hospital, and we were concerned as to whether he had COVID. I don't know if it is, but he's home. So I'm going to trust and believe that it's not, because he's an essential worker. So I'm glad I got that interruption, but I'm back on my topic. Different people have different definitions. And see, we could go into like the biblical definition of being submissive. Do people have that twisted too? Okay? Because if you're going to get into the biblical submission, then you're talking about submitting to that man as he submits to God. You know? That's what it's about. If he's not submitting to God, then you shouldn't be submitting to him if you're following the biblical rule of submission. I'm just saying, you know. And that, I think, is, you know, if the person is doing, if the man is submissive to God, supposed to be doing, it should be easy to be submissive. But yeah, if you're dealing with a Pookie and Ray Ray, who you shouldn't be dealing with in the first place, then yeah, you're going to kind of be a different kind of sister, and you're crazy if you're submitting to that. Submit sounds like something. Well, but see, the thing is that, Matt, the way that it was, and this is just my personal opinion, the way that it was put in there was in regards to submitting as to God. But we do have to understand that the majority of the Bible was written by men, and that the Israelites was a patriarchal society. Way, you know. But that's the way it is. Yeah, that's it. It does come off that way. You're right about that. But that's, you know, like I said, you know, in the dynamics of a relationship between a man and a woman, somebody got to be submitting to somebody. You can't both be in charge. But again, yeah, exactly. You have to understand the way to Genesis. It we the reality is that the the male was, you know, the man was created first. The woman was, which is a man with a womb, for those who don't understand, was created from the man. They simply took his DNA, you know, and he created, and God created another and put a womb so that they could procreate, so that they could make more of their kind. And and you have to also look at it is because of, in the biblical sense, because of the quote unquote original sin that both man and woman, you know, committed. That's the other reason. So because of that original sin, she's in submission to the man. If you're taking it from a biblical standpoint. But if we also look at the biblical and feminine traits, you'll see that your Proverbs 31 woman, she was every woman. She was out there working. She was taking care of the family. She wasn't just, you know, in the kitchen. And she was still considered feminine. But this role of only this traditional woman, you know, who is a homemaker, which doesn't exist for most of us, as being the feminine woman and the one who gets out there and is helping provide for the family along with her man is not feminine. It's crazy to me. Or if she's got to do the providing because there is no man. I'm just saying. That's what brothers. Let's see what you said, Matt. I know they date outside of the race because they think that that these other women, they present their femininity and their submissiveness, so to speak, differently than women of our own race. I understand that, but the thing is that these same women who are men, you know, call unfeminine and unsubmissive, other races don't see us that way. Who just came in? Hey, Ain. Hey, Angela. How are you? Thanks for coming. I know that men are not my enemy. And the thing is that when you are a strong woman, you have to be very careful that you are not emasculating the men around you, because that, even if it's done unintentionally, makes them look at you as not being a quote unquote feminine woman. You got to be careful about that. I mean, I can tell you that I learned that from age, because when I was young, I was a bit of a loudmouth and a know-it-all. I might still be to some extent, some people may say, but I, as I grew older, I understood order, and that was taken, as disrespectful to, but, the girly girl is not the only one who's feminine. Because I ain't never been the girly girl, and I'm never going to be her. And I'm never going to be her. But, I guess I have what they said in that also thing, they were talking about different types of privilege. I guess I have the skinny girl privilege, as they say. I've always had the skinny girl privilege, and the pretty girl privilege. Those kind of things, whatever. But, just because I can be loud, and I can be loud, y'all, and I can get in your face, but it's usually about specific stuff. Like I'm like that when it comes to stuff in regards to autism and with my son, and if I think somebody's coming at him. So yeah, I'm going to kind of come crazy and kind of come sideways then, and I'm going to be like a mama bear, and I'm not seem so feminine. No. Okay, Angela. Hey, Chef. Thank you for coming through. Just talking about being feminine and being independent, and how people don't necessarily see that. And I know some sisters think that if they wear makeup and jewelry and stuff, that shows that they're feminine. But it's not even about that. It's about what's inside of you as a woman, as a female. You should never even think that you're not, or allow somebody to convince you that you're not feminine, because that's myth. If you're, that's my opinion. Now, when we're talking about effeminate, when we're talking about men who may act like females, and then you may have women who have what, tomboyish, mannerisms, but they still a female. They still have a period. They still, menstruate. They still can have a baby. So for me, you only have to be a female, and that makes you, bottom line, a feminine. That has talking about someone who carries themselves as a lady. That has nothing to do with being feminine, and I think that's where people get it twisted. They attribute women who act like ladies as being feminine, and women who don't act like ladies as not being feminine. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. Let me see. If I had to put it on my battery's low. Nah, yeah, see, yeah, I'm not with females that are in guys' faces and try to egg them into um, putting their hands on them. That's kind of crazy. I'm not with that one. I ain't with. But I think people have to get past the notion, you know, that only certain types of women are feminine. All women are feminine. We just all are expressing our femininity a different way. Cause I promise you, ain't no man ever looked at me and thought I was acting like a dude, even if I was jumping up and down and emotional, as we women can. But no sisters who egg men on to to the point of, they want them to put their hands on them. Yeah, walk away. Walk away, because she's a silly chick. That's a silly chick. That's a silly chick. As a woman who was in a relationship that became a volatile relationship, you know, she's just asking for trouble, and you don't even want to mess with that chick. She trying to get a man to put hands on her. I don't even understand those kind of women. Hey, Rainin. But you know, shouts out to my sister JV with femininity overload that kind of comes down out and breaks down these these stereotypes. Now obviously if you are carrying yourself, you don't get yourself together, you don't keep yourself together, so to speak. You're not making sure your nails done, your feet done, or lead people to see your femininity exuding. You know, but you also don't have to be the sister who is wearing the weaves all the time and not showing her beautiful textured hair. Okay, so which women, so you don't, okay, that their femininity differently? Because to me, even a girl who is tomboyish, you know, she may carry herself with the mannerisms of a male, but inside she's still female, and there is still, because she'll pop out a baby, just like the girly girl. So what is your definition, Rainin, of a woman that you would perceive as being, because in the conversation that I listened to the replay of earlier, they were just making the analogy that, that strong women, us independent women aren't seen as feminine. I disagree with that. I totally disagree with that. Can disagree on that. I just want to see what you define as being a woman that's not feminine, because usually when they're talking about women who are not feminine, they're talking about sisters. I rarely hear them talk about other races as being unfeminine. Sorry, not sorry. And it's usually brothers who are making that claim. A woman can do whatever she wants. It's her choice. Just don't try to dictate what I do. Yeah, being a female doesn't make you feminine. It makes you a female, but you. Okay. I guess, I guess because I see the hardest chicks. I mean, the hardest chicks, and I still see that femininity in them. You know what I mean? And I'm talking about, your gangbanger chicks. Ones who was in the gangs and stuff. Who had to be hard. And so, I guess I don't really, I haven't really seen, and this is just my experience. I have not really seen a woman that I did not see some femininity in. Hey, Joe. Yeah, I've never seen a woman that I didn't see some femininity in. And I remember when I was younger, because y'all, I was the tomboy. I was that girl, and up until I got to, until I was a junior in high school, I was the flat board, yeah, didn't have the curves. Then all of a sudden, between 10th and 11th grade, curves came, breasts popped out, everything. And grown men was looking at me. And even though I was still wearing them boyish clothes, I couldn't hide it no more, you know. And but I still think that there was feminine stuff about me. My mom made sure she kept me in. She kept me in ballet and dancing, and I did modeling and all this stuff because she was so afraid that I was gonna be acting like a dude. But I didn't. I don't. That's what I said. That's what I meant. Being girly isn't the same as being feminine. It's the femininity is something that comes from the inside of the person. It's not. It's yeah. It's you can't necessarily see femininity on the outside of a woman all the time. I agree with that. Let me flip the camera because I'm about to get off of here, you guys, because my lunchtime is over. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can figure out how to flip it. Hey, everybody. How y'all doing? Yeah, I didn't want y'all sitting here looking at this boring background. But I'm about to get off. Rainy, you gave me something to think about, so I'm gonna think about what you said, and do a little research from that perspective, and we could definitely talk about this again. Because I really think people have it twisted in regards to what the definition of femininity is. I really do. And you can be a strong, independent woman, you know, taking care of everything, and still be, feminine. Just because you loud and boisterous and all of that stuff doesn't, you're not doesn't make you angry and masculine. And people get it twisted. They get it twisted when it's us, especially those of us who are on the browner side. Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna get out of here. Thank y'all for coming through. I will be back on later on tonight. Gotta go back to work, doing some IT testing. So I'll see y'all later. Peace and blessings, you guys, from the West Side. I'm out. Let's see, how do I get out? Oh, there we go.